Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tour de France 24, episode 26. We've entered our very first Classics season. 4 new races on the calendar that were not there previously. All one-day races, hence the Classics. Primavera is up first. They all have high value in 100 points, but they're also just a single day, so there's no additional jerseys to go for. It comes down to just GC. The overall, what's your finish at the end of it? So this race is actually Milano-San Remo, and it's a very, very long race. But we're down to the final 50k already. The breakaway just reeled in. So there is no breakaway any longer. They had a huge advantage, but it was a solo rider. Tough day. Tough day to go solo. But as the time gets shorter, you can see there's been absolutely zero pressure on the field so far, so everyone is nice and fresh, though somehow a couple riders have dropped out the back. The big thing about this one is it's a sprinter's delight, but it's punchy towards the finish. So punchers will try to break things up, like here. It's too early now, though, from 40k out. Don't expect anything yet, and there has been nothing, but it's in the last 2 climbs where punchers could split things up. So Cockard is our sprinter. We of course will have him protected, but I am also a combination of somebody capable of sprinting and have acceleration and punchy. So as we go to set up that penultimate climb, the hardest that we're going to face, hardest difficulty really of the day because it's short and steep, where the one climb in the middle of the stage is everybody's barely riding. So the Suppressa, 5.6k, 4.1% is all. We've got riders in protection. Let's make sure we stay in a good position. Okay, here comes the acceleration piece. I'm going to have to at least give a little bit of acceleration to stay in the group. Trying to give it the bare minimum. Hot traffic at the moment. Big crowd of riders fighting over position. But there has been no separation. Field is still compact. Not done climbing just yet, though. Hans Pedersen does have separation. Let's see how I've just barely dug deep. 2 riders clear. Got a little bit of a chase coming. There's others trying to attack and gain separation. I don't know if it's worth it to try to break and make it.
10 kilometers to
It's
the
Vanderpool.
the Poggio.
That's
the final difficulty of the day.
definitely a group that is dangerous. Checking in. Pedersen and Kung at the front. Hermans, Krag Andersen, Vermeersch, Vanderpool, Mohoric, Evenepoel, myself. Very capable. 5 chasers: Van Gils, Kwiatkowski, Viviani, Wisniewski, and Tiller. So 1 sprinter. And then the peloton. Still 162 riders, and definitely there is protection. I'm going to tell everyone to use their blue gel right now. So they'll have plenty. It's 20k to go, though. It's a good distance. And I will tell myself to use the blue gel now. We'll ride with this group on the descent. Okay, we caught the front 2. We now have a group of 11 with 3 in between and a 47-second advantage. And I'm wearing a jersey for leading the World Championship rankings, I just noticed. I'm also contributing, which I'm not a big fan of. Back together, 58 in the peloton. Okay, well now we sit up and get Turgis to protect. Red bar is already recovered. Approaching the climb. Let's get back up in position. We've drifted a little too far back. Pedersen and Kung on the attack once again. Very clear what they are trying to do. Cockard right there near the front. Still well positioned. 10k banner. Pedersen now alone off the front. Peloton down to 56 with a split. All right, what I want is nothing. Hold on, I'm thinking, I'm cooking, but not yet. Can I make a gap here? You know, I have a red bar to recover. Might as well be the punchy guy to go for it. We are going to get as far away as we can. Full red bar. There we go. And gel. I'm 21 seconds ahead. $16 seconds ahead. Lutsenko +1 coming. Kron. Field splitting. Field splitting. Let's get a little acceleration here at the top to expand the gap and cement it. We'll use the descent to try to recover any red bar for the finish.
Rider begins the descent towards San Remo. He mustn't make any mistakes if he wants to win.
So far, so good on the descent. Accelerating, accelerating. I'm getting a little red bar back here, but only a little. Don't have time to tuck. It's about the gap. 23 seconds is what it's out to. Okay, having to accelerate out of that one because I broke a little too hard. I didn't break enough, and then had to break harder second time. That was probably the spot to arrow tuck, but I don't know the descent well enough. Let's take a little advantage right there. 22 seconds ahead. 1.9K. We're gonna go like this and just go as fast as we can. 20 seconds ahead. Lutsenko +1. 1.2K. 1.2K. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna win, but we got 3 teammates right here that need proper appointments of attack. Oh, Cockard got dropped. Attack, attack, attack. Okay. Now we can celebrate.
Okay, I'll put in a big accelerator.
Give them commands over the line. I just won Milano Sanremo on our first go. And that's worth a lot of points. Let's see what happens. The red bar is getting used, so they all did attack. Lutsenko second, Mahoric third, 15 seconds down, then 34 to the chaser group with Tiller and Kwiatkowski leading that one out. Turgis was 19th, McNulty 20th, Gorka 22nd. A few more points for the team, but that's a victory. That is a victory in a major race. I caught the team out. Everybody tried the attack on the penultimate climb. I tried to go with. That attack failed. Secondary climb, I went. Nobody else. Well, they went later. Seiko, Mohoric, and maybe 4 more riders, right? And they got caught at the line. They got no separation, but that was the group that was also chasing. So this time, the final climb attack worked. Going first, having the red gel to maintain and give that a little more to keep that gap being the difference. With 100 points, I now have a commanding lead in the individual pro cycling rankings, and that's going to obviously help me level up a little bit there as well. And as a team, we are number 1. Rating jumps, a good margin. It gets less and less from here, but it's making me more and more competitive, which is what I need to overtake that last handful of riders that are definitely better to do it within this season. At this point, I'll declare this right now. This will be our final season for this series. I'm not going to come back and try to get that last little bit. I've got to improve. I'm going to try. My target is number 1 in the rankings at the end of the year. I have to make progress in these races to be competitive in the key ones, because obviously we are just about good enough already as it is, but not quite. To get over that hump, I need to have like a successful classic season, and this is a huge start on that successful classic season. Win a race over 200k, +1 to recovery. Resistance, +1 for Primavera. 300k, long, very, very long. Stamina also. Finish and win a race, so +2 to that. So that's from a 76 to a 78. Both very, very helpful to us. Acceleration up to a 77 by winning a flat stage. First one we've done. And sprint also winning a flat stage +1. And then finally flat. Oh, +3. +3. That is the biggest net gain from winning Milano Sanremo, is we get a +1 for competing in it, we get a +1 for winning it, and we get a +1 for winning a flat stage. That flat rating has been my biggest challenge, my biggest obstacle. It's a 70 now, which is still not a good rating, but it's now my minimum, and it's 70+. So everything is 70+ now. Just entering the earliest kilometers here of the Ronde van Vlaanderen. It's punchy, which is great. I love punchy. Liège-Bastogne-Liège will be my friend. This, however, is also cobbled. And we still have a really poor cobble rating, and we need to spend time working at the front and leading through cobbled sectors still to bring that cobble rating up to competitive level. Next up is Paris-Roubaix, where we desperately need that if we're going to be at all competitive there. So depending on how today goes in the breakaway and how many times I can lead and how far I can bring up that cobble rating will make a massive difference on that next race. So today we definitely want to be in the break. I don't want to be doing much work, and hopefully a teammate can help us score some points in this one. So 14 make up the breakaway, and it's all back together. So that was not to be. At breakaway we see an instant attack, and there is seemingly a response. So this is not yet the attack either. So we will hold position while these guys chase down this handful of riders. Prepare another attack soon. Ooh, they're setting up. They're gonna set up, then I'm gonna go. Eight riders left at the front. Are they gonna sit up and let them go? 29 seconds. Can I attack? And will they let me go and to join that group? Are they gonna be okay with 9? Or am I literally the one that's the danger? No, there's more riders trying to attack. Joined by Tratnik and Suter, still trying to make it into an established breakaway to have a chance to earn those necessary points. Gap to the peloton is holding. We have pulled out a few seconds. They are starting to sit up. They are starting to sit up. They might be okay with these 11. Twice now the gap has held, at least momentarily, and then they sit up. So some of the teams are content with the 11. Some of the teams are not. But some of the riders that are being tasked with the chase aren't making progress on it, and then when they go to rotate somebody else, the gap goes out quickly. So it is still not convincing yet that we have something established. And Suter and Tratnik are both quite tired. I'm fairly tired, so this is going to be a difficult chase here. Let's come through and take a turn. Try to help pull us forward. Gelling up now. Peloton, we have not been able to put much of a gap on them. They are still pretty locked in on keeping us in check, which means there's definite concerns. We are not bridging the gap to the front 8, and the Peloton not setting up. We could be in for a very long day out the back. Peloton, gap starting to go out. We are riding, but we are losing time to the front 8 right now.
1.5 minutes for the breakaway. It might just work.
Peloton out to 2 minutes, so it looks like they have decided to let our group go. But the 3 of us are losing ground on the front 8, not gaining. However, the gap on the peloton going out, the front 8 might sit up a little bit, which will give us a better opportunity to gain time on them and make contact. But at this point, it's looking like I might just be in this secondary group with little to no energy when we're about to hit a bunch of difficult cobbles. Okay, so we dropped Tratnik. I have very little energy left as I speed things up. We still have not bridged that gap, but it is definitely come down 27 seconds. Now I drop Suitor and try to get there myself. Let's go ahead and use that red gel.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
And no. So, gap not bridged. Alright, back together, the 3 of us. And some energy restored. We're 3.5 minutes behind the front 8. We're 6.5 or 3 minutes ahead of the peloton. Yeah, this is very much the territory of in for a long day. First cobbled sector is coming. I'm doing all of the work, really. Alright folks, well it's back to the peloton. I'm going to have to try to lead from here with little to no energy, but I am recovering pretty quickly, so the front 8 ends up being our group. Alright, we have a 1-star 1,300 meter sector. I need to lead without attacking. So I'm, at this point, just riding 100% tempo. And I'm going to just try to lead the group. Hopefully they don't just let me ride off the front. Here we go, coming up on the end of it.
The gap between the peloton and the escapees is stable.
And another sector, 1,500 meters, 1-star. Not actually sure where I'm at on my cobble rating progression and what sectors I need, and if it's only harder ones or if it's still easier ones. But we've definitely led through 1 so far. And there's number 2. Mashing on the brakes there, as that's a very tight corner. I think that's that behind us. First climb of the day, 2K. Oh, and it's a cobbled sector. 2 stars. Okay. If I can navigate this thing, once I get past this steep part and it evens out a little bit, I'm going to try to come forward and see if I can lead this thing. We're back inside 5 minutes on the breakaway. I think I've come down too far. Yeah, I'm way too far down the order now. And I'm still going backwards. It's 2 stars.
Watch out! You'll soon have no more energy for an attack.
It's all my red bar. Peloton has shrunk already a lot. 91 riders. Jay Vine out the back. We've been through 3 more climbs, non-cobbled. And as we come up on the end of this one, it's flat largely. So I could actually lead through here. And yes, I've been able to get forward enough that I'm going to be able to lead through a 2-star sector.
Breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them.
That's good. 3rd time I've led through something. Not seeing anything pop up though on recognition. You have to do it so many times, so it's at the milestones where you get some sort of notice. Another 2-star sector and flat, so again, we want to ride forward. I don't know how long this is, but I definitely want to be at the front. Dillier, hey, knock it off. Dillier is trying to attack and does. He and I go off the front, which is not what I wanted. That's the opposite of what I wanted. Alright, so the 2 of us have a small separation and are now caught by the peloton. 87 riders left in the peloton. Next climb, but not cobbled. Alright, up the climb. No cobbles yet. I'm a few seconds ahead of the field. But they will catch me with the cobbles, I'm sure, right?
The Muur van Geraardsbergen is done for the first riders. They will now tackle a less eventful section.
Caught.
20 or so kilometers.
Been caught. Now I'm kind of going full gas here to try to hold these guys off. Mataway coming through. Please don't attack. Mataway.
It doesn't intend to be caught up that easily.
Trying to gel. Trying to gel. Come on, come on, come on. Still go, 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 go. Yes. Okay, we led over the top. Not entirely, but the peloton is largely back together here before we head into the final phase and the most difficult, the toughest climbs, the toughest cobbled sectors, all to come, and this is where things are just gonna get out of hand for me pretty quickly.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
First one's just a climb, so I'm okay there. Though a few riders have attacked, Pidcock and Valens in particular. Suddenly there's 10 at the front and a minute 23 advantage. With 56k to go. Some of those guys could be a difficult catch. It's cobbled sector. It's the one we were on before. I really struggled on this one before. I burnt all my red bar just trying to not get dropped, and we're going to have to do the same here. I would assume that the tempo is higher this time around as well.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
Oh gosh, why am I writing that bad? Come on. I really went backwards when I sped things up to take my gel. In a few seconds, I lost a lot of positions. I am still in the peloton though, fortunately.
The shortest hill
the peloton is largely
only
sitting up.
360 meters, but also the
and none of
average slope of 12.9%.
our riders are at the road. So why don't we do this? Oh, big crash ahead of me. Big crash. Big crash. Just carefully coming through so I don't crash myself. Not only are the favorites up the road, but now there's big separation to everybody else. As we hit the Paterberg. That's John Degenkolb I'm chasing. He's one of the better classics riders. $50k to go. I do not have the energy to go 50k solo. I am 20 seconds ahead of Group McNulty. Nice. Fine. Usual. They were chasing me, by the way. I need to set up and just come back to that group.
I'll consume a feed.
We are going to set up and go back to the group. And here we go. Up the Koppenberg. 600 meters, but 11.6 and hard cobbles. It's a difficult climb. Look at this. Guys are going sideways to get up the climb. And just devastating tempo here. And now I'm doing the same thing without the red bar. Attack is the only thing that was keeping me in this. Hanging on to Paulus's wheel to stay in some form of contention. Alright, checking in. We have Pidcock, Valens at the front, Van Aert and Tischbenut just 7 seconds behind. 11 chasers, 14 chasers. And then random 1s and 2s. And Cockard at the front got separation because he rode hard, but he's also down to nothing. Persist without limit. McNulty group is Turgis, myself, and McNulty. Let's go like this. Protect. And I'm going to bury myself to help McNulty. I'm toast. Just 13 of us.
I'll protect him.
Caught 2 riders so far. This is 2K, 2 stars. This is where I would like to lead through, but I'm not sure I'm going to make it to the end of this cobbled sector as I'm about to run out of energy. And yeah, not happening. Not happening. There we go. We blow up before. And it actually finishes with a climb anyway. That is the peloton. That is 13 riders still chasing. Still well off the front, but they have made forward progress. There was 2 larger groups there, and then a bunch of random guys, and that's not quite the case now, but 34k to go. Turgis. Okay, I have recovered some. This is the climb, though, that just kicks my butt. I'm still here in a good position when it goes to flatten out, though. I might be able to lead over the top for the group, but yeah, McNulty is too far back. And I've just got to put in a little push to get ahead of Hamilton, but can I hold that without blowing up? And what about Van Roy? And what about Pascalon? I don't know who led. I have no idea where they counted it. Still leading. Ramirez is 13 seconds down in second place. Pedersen takes the win just ahead of Ramirez. Group of three: Mohoric, Lescano, Tischbenu, Van Aert, McNulty. Inside 1K. Go ahead and attack.
Okay, I'll put in a big acceleration.
McNulty gets 15th. Points. 1K to go. Gel.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
Get that little more and one more attack.
Okay, I'll put in a big acceleration.
Ugh. No, not top 25. Meanwhile, I'm hitting the last kilometer. And I'm gonna blow up. But I finish somewhere in the field. 15th for Toynes was definitely worth some amount of points. Toynes got 33rd. I got 43rd. Not a bad finish there. Ended up third on the team in the end. Mohoric picking up 90 points, closing the gap at number 2 in the individual rankings, but I do still have the lead, though Paris-Roubaix will also be a big problem. I'm definitely not going to be that competitive, even if I have picked up a few couple points from this race. We'll find out about that one in a second. Only 30 points for the team. Definitely lets Jumbo-Visma close that gap. Visma Lab. 457 for them, but still a healthy gap over UAE and Ineos and then everybody else. But I do improve, and that is the important part. I'm now a 77.1. I get a point in flat for the Vlaanderen Classic. Finishing Paris-Roubaix will also give me another point. Extremely helpful. From there, though, it's nothing but winning flat stages, and literally only the next one will likely happen before the end of the season. So we're looking at, a 72 after the next race, and then maybe a 73 before the end of the year. Hills, but that's serviceable. That's okay. My sprint's a 72, and I've won plenty of sprints. Hills, +1 for finishing the Vlaanderen Classic. 2 classics from now is Liège-Bastogne-Liège, so that will obviously give us another point. And that one is one that I have a chance to win anyway. But that cobble rating is the one I was watching out for, and we do get 1 point, but it's only for finishing the Vlaanderen Classic. And I did not lead the way. I led the way out of multiple 1-star sectors. I already had the point for the 5 of 5. I got no additional one. So leading the peloton, gained nothing. Leading the peloton, gained nothing. It has to be from the break. You have to lead. You have to be first. No other position counts. Confirmation of that. I've heard both in the comments that no, it doesn't work, and I've heard no, you can drop out the back of the peloton with a teammate and just lead, have them follow, and you'll gain the points. No, you do not. You do not. I already had the 5, but we do gain 1 cobble point. That is not going to make us competitive for Paris-Roubaix. That flat was the weakest. Now it's a clear, huge gap to our cobble rating, and it's going to cause us to be quite poor at Paris-Roubaix. I will try to attack and see if we can lead off the front, but that cobble rating really only matters for the 2 races we're at. But there's a cobble here or there somewhere, but we're not going to win any races on cobbled sectors. Like, just leading over 1, 2, 3, or the 4 or 5 star sectors is all we can hope for. But at least we have achieved a 77 rating, I guess. Something. That's going to do it for this episode, though. We do get a win in this one, and we do it in a monument, in a major classic. That's good. Then we struggled. Next, Next episode's going to see the opposite play out, where we're going to definitely struggle at Paris-Roubaix, and then hopefully have some success with, not just for myself, but with the team for Liège-Bastogne-Liège. I would love, of course, to make that proper mirror and see a victory. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.